Hello guys, hope you guys are doing well. This video is a little bit of a different video than what I usually do. I'm going to be giving you guys a tutorial, and it is about how to get stretch res on Valorant easily. There's a bunch of tutorials explaining to you how to do it, and the process sometimes is complicated. You got to do a bunch of stuff, you got to edit the game files, but I've made it easier for you, and I'm going to introduce to you guys an app that I made called SnapRes. The idea of the app is that I myself got so tired of how complicated it is for you to get stretch res on Valorant, and so I decided, why not make it all a one-click process? This is the website. If you guys type snapres.online or click the link down below, you will find it, and this is what you're going to face. This is a little bit of a preview of the app itself, but I'm going to be doing that for you guys in this video and give you a whole guide and tutorial on how to set it up. So for you to get the app, you can scroll down over here and click download SnapRes, or click on this download tab from the top. It opens this page for you. You can read yourself about the app itself. I have everything here on the website, the quick setup if you want to do it, or you can just watch the video and do as I do. To be clear here, SnapRes is an open source project, and I do have it uploaded here on GitHub. You can open the page and you can find the whole project for it. You can go ahead and, drop me a star, support a little fella, but the same thing is over here, almost all the guides, and I made this app on Python. Here is the project right here. You can download it for yourself and make the exe yourself if you know how to do that, or you can just download the exe from here. Or if you want to do it all easily and avoid all problems, just click download for Windows and it's going to download the latest version for you. I just wanted it to be clear for you guys that are watching, that know how to make apps or projects, or you just are interested in the project itself and you want to read the code. I've mentioned all the requirements here for you to install the Python so everything works well, and this is all the assets and the project itself. The process is as simple as it is. You click download for Windows, and all it's going to do is download an exe that is called SnapRes, and that's all you need. That's the app. No setup, no other processes, no nothing. This is what the app is going to look like once you open it. You have a light mode and a dark mode if you prefer that or whatever. The main thing that we have to do before we start using the resolutions and everything, you come here and click on setup. This is going to tell you a bunch of notes that you have to make sure to do for everything to work well. They are pretty simple. The main one, if you guys do use stretch res, you already know it. You come right here in device manager, and then you gotta disable your monitor. For those guys who are worried, this is not gonna break your monitor, as I've seen some people say or something. This is just gonna disable your monitor driver. Sometimes it's gonna cause some of the games or apps to not read your resolution or anything, but that does not make any problem at all. This step is necessary for Valorant for all the resolutions to work, so you gotta do it. The second thing is you gotta add every resolution as a custom resolution, and it is these resolutions right here. If you have a 1080p monitor, you can add all of these that I am selecting right now. This one is strictly for 2K monitors, so if you are running on a 2K monitor, you can run this stretch res. It is pretty stretched and it uses the full render scale, so you lose no quality. It is the same thing for these. So if you don't have these, you can add them, or you can only add the ones that you want to use out of these. So say if you want to use 1440 x 1080 and 1280 x 1080, only these two, you only add these two, and that's it, you're good. The main idea is that you have to add the resolutions that you want to use as a custom resolution. The way to do it, it is explained right here, but I will go ahead and show you guys. I have an NVIDIA GPU, so for NVIDIA GPUs out there, you can follow my tutorial. For AMD, I'm so sorry, you gotta figure it out yourself, but you can read it right here and it is explained. Search up NVIDIA control panel and open it. Once it opens, go to change resolution, and then you can click on customize. In customize, you can click create custom resolution, and over here just input the resolutions for the vertical lines and the horizontal lines. And if your refresh rate isn't right, you use your highest refresh rate right here, and you're basically good to go. Right after that, just click test, and that's it. I'm not gonna add the resolutions because I already have them added on my PC. So if you guys do have a problem with the resolutions not working, make sure you have done that. Because if you don't, say this resolution doesn't exist on my PC, when I click on it, this error is gonna pop up. So you have to add them. Third, you gotta set your GPU scaling to full screen. This is pretty simple. For NVIDIA users, you can go back to your control panel again, go over here to adjust desktop size and position, and select as scaling mode. You set it to full screen. and then you click apply. This is a necessary step for you to prevent the glitch of having black bars or the game being shrinked in and there's like a black border around it or whatnot. You have to do this for that to not happen. For AMD users, I really don't know. I think it's something called full panel or something that you gotta change, so make sure you do that as well. The last two steps are in-game settings, so we will leave them till later. Up here you have the two stretch resolutions that I've already showed you guys, and over here you have the revert back section, that you basically use to revert back to your negative resolution. So if you have a 2K monitor, you have a 2K resolution over here that you can revert back, and a 1080p over here too. Down over here, say you are a stubborn person and you don't like the options that I've offered you, you can go down here and type your own resolution. Say I play with a different resolution than these, and that is stretch res, which is 1568 x 1080. So when you type it like that. The X over here is the actual letter X, so make sure it is that, and then you basically click enter, or you click apply, and it's gonna apply the resolution. Now let's test the app actually in game, but before that we need to set some settings. If we go back to the setup, we can see that down here it is mentioned that you have to set your display mode to windowed full screen and your aspect ratio to fill. This is a necessary step as well for all the resolutions to work fine. So go ahead and go to video, and here in display mode you set it to windowed full screen, your aspect ratio method to fill, and then you click apply. And when you're doing this, make sure of two things. Make sure that you're running on 1080p or whatever negative resolution you're using, as well as disabling the monitor driver. Specifically for disabling the monitor driver, you have to do that every time you hop on game, because it is a necessary thing for Valorant to actually read the stretch resolutions properly. So make sure you do that. You can turn it on again every time you leave the game if you want, or you can leave it. Mostly it does not cause any problems in your PC. Now let's not waste any time and actually use the app. Say you're in a game right now and you just boot it up. I'm doing it in the range for the sake of testing, but what you do is you alt tab into the app itself, and then you choose whatever resolution you want. I'm gonna choose 1440 x 1080. You click on it, and it says now running 1440 x 1080, and that's how you know it's working. You go back into the game, and as you can see, everything is pretty stretched. If you go back to the video when I had 1080 and you compare how the models were, or your gun was, or anything, you can see that it's actually stretch res. And yeah, it is simple as that. I know that my explaining made it seem kind of long, but for the sake of the video, I had to be kind of slow for everybody to understand and for everything to be clear. But when you're actually doing the whole process while you're gaming, it is way faster and way simpler, and it just makes everything make sense properly. I mean, when I actually made the app and got the final product and actually tested it, everything was just perfect. I really loved it, and it makes everything easy, and so I thought, why not share it with the community? Let's do another test. Say I want to do a different resolution. You don't have to switch any resolutions or go back to 1080, but if there's any glitches, you can do that. But now let's say I want to switch to 1280 x 1080. I basically click on it, and as you can see, it says now running 1280 x 1080. I open it, and it is pretty fucking stretched, if I'm honest with you guys. But yeah. Oh wow, okay. Now I gotta make some things clear for you guys. Some of these resolutions, like 1440 x 1080 or 1280 x 1080, every time you leave a game, you have to set it up back to 1080, like your native resolution. Like when you're back in the menu, you gotta go ahead and click on revert back and set it back to 1080. And that is because Valorant is badly coded, especially when it comes to communicating with resolutions and custom resolutions, especially these stretched ones. And so sometimes in your settings, the aspect ratio goes back to letterbox and not fill. And so what you do if you encounter that issue, you just set back your resolution to 1080 from over here and revert back, and then you make sure that your aspect ratio is set to fill. And then if you try to set your resolution, of course, while you're in game and not in the menu, you will be okay. Another thing, make sure that you guys have followed all the steps. And for the people who have laptops, I'm so sorry, but you guys might have issues unless some of you guys play on external monitors. When you test it on the normal screen of the laptop, you will have issues, and it's not going to work because that's just how the stock monitors on the laptops are, and so I don't know how to really work with it, but I do have some people who tested it on external monitors while using laptops and they had no issues. To clear other things as well, this is not a malware application that's going to take your information or anything. You can read the code for yourself, nor is it a third-party application that's going to mess with your game, because it is one of the terms and conditions of Valorant that you don't use third-party apps. This is not considered as that because all of the settings and the tweaks that this app offers mess with your PC, your Windows, because all it is doing is changing your resolutions and that's it. It does not touch anything in game, nor its files, nor anything. And so yeah, this is the app. I hope you guys will like it and will enjoy it, and it will at least make the process of getting SnapRes easier for you guys. If you guys want to support me, SnapRes is totally free and you can get it from snapres.online. You'll find the link down below. But if you want to donate to me and actually support me as a person and as a content creator, I did leave an email for my PayPal in the website itself. And yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys will enjoy the app and have a good day. Thank you for watching.